Hello, my name is Barbara McMahon and I'm the chair of Wellesley's Community Preservation Committee. On behalf of the members of Wellesley CPC, I'm pleased to be presenting our recommended appropriation under Article 9 of the 2020 Special Town Meeting 2. Our report on this article can be found on page 86 of the advisory report. By way of a brief background, Wellesley's town meeting adopted the Massachusetts Community Preservation Act in 2002. A 9-member CPC was formed with representatives from the Natural Resources Commission, the Recreation Commission, the Historical Commission, Wellesley Housing Authority, and the Planning Board, along with 4 moderator-appointed members. Wellesley is a 1% town, meaning there is a 1% surcharge collected on our real estate tax bills, which is put into a community preservation trust. The state contributes a match at a rate calculated annually, based on fees collected at the Registry of Deeds. In fiscal year 19, Wellesley CPA revenue was $1,722,888. Our recommendations are based on funds received and held in CPA account balances. The current available CPA undesignated balance is $3.43 million. For details about the Massachusetts Community Preservation Act, its guidelines and requirements, please visit the website on the screen. For a complete list of Wellesley CPA projects and CPA projects in other communities, check the Community Preservation Coalition database found at the second link. As a reminder, CPA funds can be used in 4 areas: historic preservation, open space, recreation, and community housing. In 2012, an amendment was made to the original CPA to allow CPA funds to be used for the rehabilitation of existing outdoor recreation facilities, including the replacement of playground equipment and other capital improvements to facilities, including structures to support those facilities. This project falls into that category. Article 9, Motion 1, a recommended appropriation of $524,450 for the reconstruction of the Aqueduct bathrooms at the Hunnewell Fields complex. The Aqueduct bathrooms are centrally located at the Hunnewell Fields, just over the Aqueduct and in between Reedy and Hunnewell 2 ball fields, not far from the tennis courts and adjacent to the field hockey, soccer, lacrosse practice fields. This is a very active field complex both during the week and on weekends, and the Aqueduct path is always busy with walkers, runners, and cyclists. This structure was built in 1950 and served the community for over 60 years before it had to be taken offline. Besides routine maintenance, no work has been done on this facility except for some emergency repairs in 2008. Everyone involved in this proposed project hopes we can have a similarly solid and long-lasting facility as the result of this appropriation. There is a long history to the Aqueduct bathroom project. The Playing Fields Task Force Master Plan study conducted by Geller Associates in 2003 and 2004 identified the need to upgrade the facility with an eye towards handicap accessibility. The facility was included in the town's capital project schedule for 2005. As the master plan was being finalized and phasing of the master plan discussed, environmental concerns were raised at the Sprague Fields, the other major athletic field complex for the town. It was necessary for the town to undertake an environmental study at Sprague, with the state-required remediation to be completed by 2009. It was appropriate to set aside any discussions of the Hunnewell Field Master Plan, as the town's priorities and resources needed to be focused on Sprague. Sprague Fields were reopened in 2008, having utilized significant funding from the town, private sources, and the CPA. Funding for renovation to the Aqueduct bathrooms was included in the 2005 Townwide Capital Funding Plan for 2010. The project remained in that position 5 years out for a number of years as other requirements took precedence. In 2008, roof and wall repairs were required. Also in 2008, town meeting approved funding for a new high school building. Some of us had held out some hope that part of the master plan, namely the track and field and hopefully bathrooms there, might be included in the high school project. This was not to be, and the track and field phase of the master plan became the focus. The Aqueduct bathrooms remained on the back burner. The Aqueduct bathrooms continued to deteriorate, and in 2016, the DPW made plans to bring forward a $300,000 request to town meeting for the reconstruction, rehabilitation, or modernization of the facility, with the project to be funded by under-the-levy borrowing. CPA funding was not sought, as the under-the-levy borrowing was thought to be acceptable, and there was significant CPA funding tied up in the Phillibrook project and the track and field project. No request was put forward at the 2016 town meeting, and the bathrooms were put on hold. In 2017, a similar request for $300,000 was prepared by the DPW, but a revised request for $180,000 was approved by town meeting. This was not a CPA appropriation. The plan called for a trailer-like structure to be placed on a permanent foundation. The site was now put on the town sewer system, an environmental upgrade, and new water pipes were brought in, but the conditions of the existing facility had deteriorated so much and fallen so out of code that the bathrooms were shut down. As these developments were going on, a modular construction concept was proposed for the bathrooms and teen rooms at the track and field. This was deemed a better solution than the trailer-like structure planned at the Aqueduct. So the Aqueduct site was put on hold with the hope that this new concept for modular construction would be successful and would be used then to replace the defunct facility. So in 2018, funding was approved for the modular construction at the track and field. This funding was to be from three sources: town tax impact funds, private sources, and CPA funds. But as the result of an active and destructive hurricane season, bids came back almost twice as high as estimated, due in part to the high demand for modular construction in other regions of the country. And both bathroom facility projects were now back to the drawing board. The DPW and NRC have been actively working to find a practical, cost-efficient, and somewhat attractive answer to the need for bathroom facilities at the Hunnewell Field complex. A portable bathroom trailer facility was piloted. It was decided that this was not a viable solution. The concept of a bathroom facility constructed out of shipping containers was approved by the NRC, but no bids were received when the project was advertised. In the spring of this year, the town's engineering department proposed a precast concrete building as a possible solution, based on discussion with contractors familiar to the DPW and through the exploration of the concept online with manufacturers. The NRC gave its approval, and the DPW has gathered estimates. Bid documents are being prepared. The sewer and water line work has been completed. The septic system needs to be dismantled, and the entire structure will be demolished and removed. A new foundation will be poured, and the precast structure will be constructed over the winter months. The DPW believes there is a cost benefit to bidding this project now and having the construction take place over the winter. It is possible that the new facility could be up and running before the end of the fiscal year. The total cost of the project is estimated to fall between $497,950 and $624,450. Applying the $150,000 remaining from the 2017 appropriation and adding in $50,000 for possible HVAC needs, the requested appropriation is $524,450. Any unused funds will be returned to Wellesley CPA undesignated balances. Under the guidance of the NRC, the stewards of the parkland, the project will go through the appropriate permitting and specific design elements will be decided. The new facility will be up to date, 3-season, and handicap accessible. A construction alternative has been added to add some heating capability to bridge the seasons. The basic floor plan for the structure is shown. The appropriation for this project will go to the DPW, who has been working very closely with the NRC. The replacement of this facility has the enthusiastic endorsement of the Playing Fields Task Force and of the many residents and athletes I have mentioned it to. The project will go through the required town permitting and reviews. It has been reviewed by the Chief of Police for security issues. The DPW will be responsible for the upkeep and maintenance, as it was for the facility that served the town for so long. The CPC has been involved in many of the projects to upgrade recreation and athletic facilities across the town, including at the Hunnewell Fields complex. It is undeniable that all of these facilities serve a large population in town and a real cross-section of our community. One thing that is lacking at all of our fields: up-to-date, well-functioning bathrooms. Restrooms like the ones we are discussing are a necessary support structure for recreational facilities and are an allowable use of CPA funds. This facility has been on the town's radar for at least 16 years. It has been pushed aside when other priorities arose. There has been progress that then gets stalled, so there has been frustration. The CPC believes it's time to make a real commitment to seeing this project through. It will serve a significant number of residents, hopefully for another 50 or 60 years. It is a good time to bid projects, and history has shown it is only going to get more expensive the longer we wait. There are no projects that are being denied as a result of this, and the CPC believes it is a good use of CPA funds. We hope town meeting will join the CPC in supporting this appropriation. Thank you.